All right, so I think the strange thing about things ready to go though. So hello everybody, Make ZardCast Crew back at it again to give you another very exciting video. And for today, we got my ZardCast episode 36 to go through and talk about tonight. Not a whole bunch of topics tonight, but it's just enough to keep the show going at least a solid hour is what I'm kind of basically banking on. Because I just mainly it's going to be a heavily focused Nintendo discussion for tonight. Going to talk about some topics that was brought up during the Nintendo shareholders meeting, and then everything else that was presented within the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. That was focusing on all the third-party games, though. But I'm not here alone. With me tonight, I got my good pal Sanikyu. How's it going, man?
Going good. Just playing a bit of Monster Hunter right now.
Which we'll talk about that. Well, shoot, we'll probably talk
Later,
about that
later.
a little later, and it's gonna be like two different times at two different points, though. But yeah, I know you got some stuff to say on that, though. So normally I'll jump straight up into that pop culture segment, but I ain't got nothing in the pop culture segment at least for this week. It's been kind of slow outside of that direct though. But I do know that Thor: Love and Thunder comes out this Friday. I'll probably gonna watch it Friday or Saturday. So next episode, you'll hear my thoughts on that movie and what I got to say on that, though. But outside of that, we'll go ahead and jump straight up into what's in that gaming news. All right, so first up, I wanted to talk about the Nintendo shareholder meeting. Normally, I don't talk about this stuff too much, unless it kind of went through and updated or they updated the games and stuff in terms of like their numbers, like how it sold in the millions and stuff like that. But there was two things that was brought up by some of those shareholders that actually kind of made me start scratching my head. I was like, okay, I might actually want to talk about this. First thing is when you started looking at the numbers of where Nintendo kind of put their money at, one thing that they saw kind of shooting up really high was Nintendo was buying a lot more raw materials, or at least the raw materials cost has shot up way higher. This is like the highest year it's ever been out of any of the other previous year, even outshooting the year, what was it, 2019 Sanikyu, whenever the Switch Lite released and that new
I
Switch
think.
variant? I think so. I think yeah, it's even more than that year, and we knew that that year they released the updated Switch model and the Switch Lite. So, I mean, that's kind of saying something right there. So I'm like, it's kind of made people thinking, is a Switch Pro coming? Kind of, I'm sick and tired of those rumors with the Switch Pro though.
Yeah, I don't
But
really see a Switch Pro ever happening.
I don't, especially with the chip shortage and stuff like that. But I do think they noticed that there is an issue getting these, getting the chips or getting some of these other components that it will take to make a Switch or even a successor to the Switch. And I can see why there might be stockpiling some of these materials now. So when we get later, like we're in the fifth year of the Switch. Honestly, we could see the system going for I think 3 more years tops. And then lo and behold, we'll be looking right at the what will be the successor after the Switch, whether it be like a Super Nintendo Switch or something like that, though.
The
But if they
Super Switch.
Super Switch. I kind of like that name. Like I kind of yeah, pull like what they did with the SNES. I feel like that's all you gotta do. Just call it Super. No extra fancy little gimmicks and stuff like that. I mean, yes, you might be able to change the Joy Cons out, maybe change the little grips on it though. But that's all I want from like the successor to the Switch. Make everything backwards compatible. Where if you wanted to download something that you bought digitally on the regular Switch eShop, you should be able to download it on your new system. That's all I'm asking for. And then you wouldn't have to worry about what is there to play at launch and all that stuff, though. But the fact that they're buying all these components make me think. Hopefully, it's not a pro. Hopefully, they're just preparing for what will come after the Switch, though. But
Yeah, like another, like the next console.
yeah, I'm just thinking it's the next console. The next thing we went from Wii U to Switch. Whatever comes after Switch, I think this is what it's going towards. I feel like they kind of know what they because when Nintendo's done making one system, they're already going into like the idea planning phase of what's the next system. They're always constantly thinking about that. So I feel like they probably got some finalized ideas now. Now they kind of know what they need to work with, so they're probably just kind of stocking up, which is kind of smart because the price of everything since COVID, it's been kind of crazy. It's been kind of crazy. Ugh. I hate all the production issues and all that stuff. Like even the Monster Hunter Rise Amiibo, there's no word of that mess coming
Yeah.
out. There's no
Like,
word.
I didn't see anything about that, which is, like, really weird.
'Cause I think even on their website, I think there was like a little information thing like, "Oh, hey, here are these new upcoming Amiibos coming out, yada yada yada." And I think they actually took that mess down. Like we don't know anything about it except for over there. And I think in the Japan markets, I think you can still pre-order them, but no one's actually getting them unless you got the limited edition thing for Sunbreak. Then I think that amiibo is there, but the other two for sure are missing in action or getting that special amiibo itself. It's not there. So that's the one kind of weird thing about this whole entire thing. But yeah, so that's pretty much it in terms of that first one. And then the second thing is it's kind of interesting because one of the shareholders, I guess, you know how it is when you buy stocks. If you buy like so much amount of stock, you can actually show up in this meeting and actually ask Nintendo questions. Well, one of them basically said like when are you going to make like a new F-Zero or when are you going to make a new Star Fox or whatever? Basically asking them like when is Nintendo going to make more of those franchise games that kind of went dormant for a little bit of time? Because honestly, F-Zero, the last one I think we had was on the GameCube or GBA, one of the two. But console wise, it was the GameCube one. I still need to try to get that game up for my collection though. But that was the last time we had that one. And basically, like the president kind of stood up and he basically said, it's realistically difficult to develop new titles and remakes, including sequels for every Nintendo game that people request. But we are grateful and appreciate the, expectations our fans have for our game. So it is kind of sad and disappointing when you look at the logistics of stuff, the fact that it's kind of hard for them to actually like for any company really, if they were just to go out and say, here's a new entry in Star Fox, here's a new entry in Earthbound, here's a new entry for F-Zero and etc. And all the things that Wave Race. Golly, last Wave Race we had was on the GameCube or whatever though. You can go even further back though. So I know people want those new games. Me personally, I really want a Kid Icarus. Come on, Nintendo, please. It's about time. Just remaster the one that was on the 3DS. Just port that mess over. I'll buy it again. I'll buy it again. I love those online modes. But that thought aside, though, it is unfortunate, but it's just the tough reality of it, though. Sonic, what's a game that you kind of wanted from Nintendo that's been dormant for a while?
Ooh, that's a good question. Hmm, a game that's been dormant. Um,
I know some
it's not
people
really a
think
game
of
it's not really a game from Nintendo. It's more of a Capcom game, but like I really do want to see Beautiful Joe to come back. That thing has been dead for like a very long time.
hmm,
Other than that, like I don't know, on the top of my head, I can't really think of one.
'cause I know some people wanted Rhythm Heaven. I know some people wanted Golden Sun. I actually picked up the two Golden Sun things on my Wii U. Maybe I have to get around to playing that. Those went dormant. I mean, when was the last time we had a new Excitebike, a new Punch Out? I said F-Zero, that's Earthbound, Pilot Wings. I mean, shoot. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Man, I don't understand why they hadn't made another wave race. Like that's kind of crazy. I don't know why they had to mess with that. And there's probably some other stuff I'm not even personally thinking off the top of my head though. I mean, the Switch has been doing good with bringing a lot of stuff over though, but there's still quite a bit of stuff that's still kind of missing though. But man, oh well. Well, I guess we can keep hoping and see what Nintendo does because I do remember at least in this little interview thing with the shareholders thing, I think they actually mentioned about what was that one game we got a couple years ago? Um Famicom Detective Club. I know
Mm.
somebody mentioned that in one of the previous ones, and they couldn't say anything at the time because they were actually already making working on that. So I knew that one that was like ancient old. We're talking about NES, and they brought that mess to the Switch, or at least making it remade and stuff. Because I played the what was the title? The one I think is the one that's left behind. I don't know. The one that was the one with the red background on it though. I had a blast on that. Streamed the whole series on that one though. I don't know. Maybe I'll get around to playing the other game in the series though. But I know there's like three games in the series. They remade the first two, and maybe if we're lucky, we'll get a third one. I guess it depends on the sales of those numbers. But I hadn't heard anything about the sales on those numbers though. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Unless you had anything else to say on that one, Sonic.
No, not really.
All righty. Well, with that out the way, we'll go ahead and jump up into the meat and potatoes because lo and behold, the time has finally come. We finally got Nintendo's presentation for the month of June. We were all thinking it was going to be a big general Nintendo Direct. But lo and behold, Nintendo was like, no. All y'all expecting that? No, get that out of your mind. We ain't doing this now. It's gonna be a partner
When
showcase.
mankind is
Last time we had a
consumed by
partner showcase, it was
darkness,
actually
and
fairly
the
good. It
land
was probably the
falls
last
into
good
chaos,
one we had.
the
But you go back
archdemon of
all
the
the way to the
abyss
very
shall
first
rise from
presentation.
the earth.
It wasn't too hot.
They
I
come
think the
rushing
most
here
notable
in
things
a
out of that
desperate
very
attempt
first
to
partner showcase
survive.
was Shin
Both
Megami Tensei
beast
3
and
getting
man
remastered
have
and Shin
more
Megami
in
Tensei
common
5
than
the
they
announcement
think.
the release date for that. Outside of that, the first few games that were wrestling games, it wasn't too hard. Basically, it was nothing hard. But this one, socks off. Everybody. I was really surprised because I know some people kind of salty because we didn't get any first party games in this game. But what they did showcase was pretty great. Be careful! Especially one game I've been waiting on so long. Almost gave up. But we started from the top and worked our way all over to the very last thing they announced on the show. But the very first thing they brought up
And
was
these wandering
Monster Hunter
flames
Rise Sunbreak. I know this
shall feed
one
the
was
beast
the one that
and return
you've been
to
waiting for,
darkness.
Sonic Youth. And I was like,
Yes.
they showed a lot of stuff at least
story
leading up to
ends.
this. I mean, they even showed
Another
it in the
begins.
Capcom presentation itself, but this was the last one we had of it
Wandering
before
flames.
it released. Was it like a day later?
I see you found your
2 days
home.
later, basically. Say your thoughts on this.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Just like a lot of things to talk about. I love the new maps. I love the new characters. The game is completely different.
Yeah! Out on a hunt with my favorite cube!
Skills.
Remember what you're fighting for! No dilly-dallying from you!
The game.
Let's
It's
have some
basically the
fun!
same. The price point of $80. The monsters, there's like they right now there's 17 monsters, but they showed off 2 more monsters.
This is for my fellow hunter! Let's go!
And it's going to extend all the way. To come back to this game at least. Difficulty wise, the first few quests aren't that hard. Later, as you dive deep into the game, the monsters start hitting really hard where you want to play. There's this one monster called the first like reappearance ever since Frontier, which is like a very old Monster Hunter game. One of its moves is that it shoots out a fireball, right? And if you get hit by it, you get inflicted by 3 status elements. You get poisoned, you get burned, and then you get paralyzed. So the monsters just can come in, hit you really hard, and then odds are you are going to die from both poison and the burn damage.
Bruh.
So this game, yeah,
Let's
you need to
have
like
some fun!
you're gonna fail a lot.
In which case, I think it was kind of important. I did say that even the access to DLC
This is for my fellow hunter! Let's
you have a hunter rank, right? And with each quest that you do, you level up, so to speak. In order to get into Sunbreak, you need to at least be at hunter rank 50, and you have to do this very specific quest called the Narwa the All-Mother, which it's not that bad of a hunt, but you'd have essentially this game is a multiplayer game first, because you have a lot more fun playing with other people than you do by yourself. Not to say like solo hunts aren't any fun, but you get a lot more enjoyment from like playing with friends, I should say.
Mhm.
Yeah, so far, I haven't beaten it yet, but as it- as where I'm at right now, I can fully say this game is definitely worth the $40, like the expansion, I should say.
Yeah, which man, I feel like that almost, at least to you, does it feel like it's like a brand new game, at least for the most part?
Yes, yes, it feels like a brand new game because they included like the new locales. Um, they they changed up the gameplay. They also made element weapons in the game really good. There's like a whole lot of stuff. They also included a new endemic life to support you on your hunts.
Hmm. But yeah, so honestly, yeah, that's man, they packed this thing out. I'll say so myself. They packed it out though. In goodness, whew.
No, they
Oh
went all out. I
yeah,
love it.
it. The other thing that makes me kind of scratch my head on it is the fact that they put so much time up into this, knowing that at least they must have some kind of numbers in the back of their head knowing how much they should know, how many people actually probably went through and beat the game to where they can actually see and buy this content. Because imagine if they hadn't done the research and a lot of people hadn't gotten to that threshold, so then it's harder to sell DLC as like basically a post game. But I guess they figured out enough people kind of went through and beat it though, so at least that's kind of some good on them. Because I guess in terms of it, basically extends Monster Hunter. Because I know, at least for Alexis, like once he got to the end, I think he kind of sat it down. But at least this is, kind of made him be able to pick up the game once more.
Yeah.
All
Uh,
righty. Well, was there anything else to that, or should we move on to the next one?
mm, that's all I gotta say. I think right now it's on sale for like $30 for like if anyone is interested. And yeah, and Zard, if you're on play, I know the other group, our like our friend group, they're helping Sylveon out with like going through like the base game.
Mm.
So if you ever want to like go into it, you can ask them.
Oh, okay. All righty. Yeah. I feel like I probably should pick up the game, but there's always something else to play on top of it. I'll get to it eventually. I don't know if I keep saying this to myself, but I'll try to get to it eventually. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and move on to the next thing. It was a good way to basically kind of start off the show with that though. But then this is the game I actually called out, and I told y'all the day before. I said, "Hey, watch this. This is going to show up in the show." And yes, Nier Automata is coming to the Switch. And at first y'all were like, "What the heck?" But I was like, "Watch it show up here." I was like, "I kid y'all not." And lo and behold, there it is. And the funny thing, I know a lot of people have been talking about online, and I think you mentioned it as well. The fact that Square Enix got this running natively on the Switch, and you can't even get like Kingdom Hearts, at least the 1.5 and 2.5 running natively on the Switch. I was like, what the heck?
I'd much rather them give us Nier Automata than the Kingdom Hearts. Nier Automata is like a way better game.
Oh goodness. No, that,
It's
that was that was
good.
my only little frustration when I realized that, because from what I heard with the one, or at least the release on the PS4, even then I don't think the frame rate was at least super stable. Did I hear like there was like
No,
some
the
little
regular
hiccups?
PS4 it wasn't really stable. It would dip to like 50 frames, but if you played on the PS4 Pro or the PS5, you'd have like a consistent like 60 frames.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's good. So honestly, when I saw this coming to the Switch, I was like, you know what? I was like, I knew I probably wanted to play it once I get like my first original slate of games I already purchased. Because I feel like if I get this game, it's probably going to be one I actually do purchase for myself. But then I started thinking, I was like, oh, I guess I'll probably get it on the PS5 or whatever, though. But now that they announced it on the Switch, I was like, this game probably could have some value going in the future, because like more people probably gonna own the ones that's like on the PlayStation or whatever, but I could see a Switch copy at least holding its value up a little bit more, at least later down the road though. Because I think
Yeah.
they said they basically remade this game from the ground up so that way it can be compatible for the Switch or something like that?
I think that's my opinion, because like they'd have to do that much work for like Dragon Quest 11, so to speak. But apparently, it's not. It's by like the same studio that or not studio, same dev team that ported the Bioshock to the Switch, and that runs fine from what I heard.
Yeah. Yeah, so honestly, some good stuff, and it will be coming out October 6th, which actually kind of caught you by surprise because originally you thought the game was going to come out
Like
later, and
like
I was like, how did you
late
miss the October?
2022 or early 2023.
And I was like,
Well,
bro,
I,
I guess
well,
you
the
just missed the
reason why I
October.
said that is because like I don't know, because like it didn't really seem like a game they'd been working on like for a long time, but apparently they were. So that was what caught me by surprise. Like it's really coming in October, and not even it's not even like it coming out early. It's just that the fact that they have a release date, like coming out this day on this month and this same year. I'm like,
Mhm.
really? You're that confident? All right. And apparently it's gonna be like 720 like P 30 frames on a handheld and 1080 and 30 frames on dock. Which I'm like, how are you doing this?
I don't know. I don't know. And they almost got me to get it almost instantly on the Switch because I remember on the Square Enix store they said the pre-order you get a shirt, which I know you got it.
Yeah, I got it. Apparently you had to do it like within like the time frame of like when it came out, because like I got I got a reply under my on one of my tweets saying that yeah I sent an email. Apparently I didn't get it, and they ordered within the first 10 minutes, which worried me a little bit, because like if I didn't get the shirt, then why would I pre-order from Square Enix since it's up on Amazon right now?
Yeah.
So I emailed customer service asking like, or support, whatever. I emailed them. Here's my order number. I just want to know whether or not I got the shirt, and sure enough, I got the shirt, which is
Well,
like an easy like $15 to $20 shirt, if I'm being honest.
but you probably can sell it online on eBay for like 200 bucks
And I'm
because
keeping it.
people could buy it. I'm just saying you could.
Nah,
Doesn't mean you
I,
would.
I mean resale wise, that would probably be like a 30 $40 shirt, honestly.
40, I would stretch it at least to 60 bucks.
Maybe.
Mm,
I don't know. It just seems. I don't really see myself selling this shirt. I like it. I would like to wear it.
yeah. You probably just don't want to wear it too much to where if it I don't know what
Yeah.
kind of material it has on the actual shirt, but you know how it is when you wear a shirt so many times it gets faded. You just don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I guess that was basically it for Near Automata. Again, that comes out on October 6th, so if you're gonna get the game, you don't have to wait too much longer though. Looking a little further along in the list of things, just going one by one. Next thing up was golly, I don't even know what the name of this thing though. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. I don't know. This is where I was like,
Lorelei, I think it's
Lorelei,
called.
maybe something like that. I don't know. It didn't seem like it was my cup of tea. Was it yours?
Uh, Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of the direct just kind of flew over my mind because I'm just stuck on Monk Center, Near Automata, and a couple other games.
Bruh. I don't blame you, so I'll go ahead and blast through that one though.
Yeah,
The
I'll let
next
you
one
know which ones are like.
now the next one I gotta at least make an I have to at least point this one out, but Super Bomberman R2. I didn't think they were
Okay,
gonna make another one because I
that
know
one,
the original one was a Switch launch game.
yeah, that one caught me by surprise too. I thought after like that last one, that was like the last one they were gonna do.
Yeah, which
I
I
know, cause
guess
like, cause Bomberman doesn't really seem like a game like you'd see like a ton of, you know.
yeah. What? Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. But I guess it sold just enough. With it being a launch game, maybe it actually managed to sell a decent bit. So I'm guessing that's probably what was kind of running on in the back of their minds, though. But cool for the Bomberman fans. At least y'all get another game out.
Yep.
All right, now the next one. Okay, now I know
Oh,
Mario was probably
ooh,
flipping
I
out.
was popping off with this
I
one
saw
too,
him flipping out too, though. But they finally bringing another collection for Mega Man, and it is Battle Network.
dude. This has been a collection that me, Chris, I know Taco's been wanting one, and Mario too. Cause like at least for me personally, I played the ever crap ton out of Mega Man Battle Network 2, and as a kid, and my god, that was like some of the most fun I had with the game. That I didn't really think I would enjoy because like it's really weird to explain the type of game that Mega Man like Battle Network is because it's like think of it as like a tactical RPG, trading card game, and a boxing game all in one.
Golly.
I will show you like a video of like the gameplay later, but like it's it. I know like with all that combined, it sounds like a weird mesh, like hodgepodge, like a mess, but
Uh-huh.
it works.
Which is
And
kind of
it's
interesting because I know like the original Mega Man is your platformer. Mega Man X is basically your platformer. Battle Network is like basically what you described, like whole
it's,
shoot.
it's their RPG, their Mega Man RPG.
Which now that you said RPG, you
But like this wasn't their first RPG. It was Command Mission on the GameCube, or
uh,
wait, I forget which came out first. Mhm.
hmm.
The,
But
but yeah, the Command Mission is their RPG for Mega Man.
yeah, I might have to actually look into this one because now this is the only thing that I guess some of y'all got to be careful about is the fact that you want to make sure they don't pull this stunt like what they did with the previous collections, where it's like one collection was all on the cartridge, the second one had like partial some on it, and the other one had to be partially
Okay,
downloaded.
so this collection will have all the games physical, like on the like all 10 games on one cartridge. The but if you get it digital, it's gonna be separated.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's different. Okay. So I guess I don't know what their price. Wait, this wasn't up on pre-order already, was it?
I didn't see anything about it, but
I don't think so.
I would honestly like immediately just pre-order it and for
Well, no, I don't think it is pre-order, or at least not digitally, because I know the game doesn't come out until next year. So that's why we don't see it up for digital pre-order. But hmm, that's gonna be interesting because I guess wait, what was the Mega Man or Mega Man X collections? What were those ones priced at?
I forget, but like I remember like they weren't like well priced.
What you thinking like 40 a pop for like bow collections? I'm
I
thinking
think I don't know,
that
but
sounds
I
about right.
remember just getting the first Mega Man collection like for X, and that was it. I didn't really get the other one.
Yeah, the base Mega Man one. Yeah. But yeah, so I know Mario's popping off, so I know this is gonna be one that he's gonna get though. But congrats to all y'all Mega Man fans. And I think there's only like one more that I think one more collection I think they can do is I'm trying to think what's the name of it.
No, they have two. They have Legends, but like that's like only two
Legends.
games, and the other is Star Force, which is like the
Okay.
successor to Battle Network.
Okay, so maybe they'll do like a mix mash and kind of fuse all the remaining stuff. It's not that many games left, and then you can technically play the whole entirety of Mega Man on the
Yeah,
Switch, which is kind of crazy. Like,
I think that's their plan to like
yeah,
eventually get every like Mega Man game. Like, and I hope it becomes reality because like that'd be so cool.
yeah, it would be really cool because I had played I think out of all of them, I feel like X is probably my favorite, but I hadn't messed with any of the battle networks, but I'm kind of intrigued with the way how you kind of described it. I'll probably look at that footage a little later on though, but
It's really good. I'd recommend it.
was most of those games originally on the Game Boy Advance?
Yeah, most of them were just
Okay,
at least the Battle Network games were on the Game Boy Advance.
interesting. Because there's some good Game Boy Advance games out here, and maybe this will be one of them. I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued now. I'm kind of intrigued. But yeah, so I guess that's gonna basically do it in terms of the Mega Man announcement. The next one that came up kind of caught me by surprise just as much. I was like, right off the heels of Mega Man, I'm like, are we in Smash 4 days or what? But Pac-Man Repack, I guess it was a game that originally launched on the PS1, and this sucker's getting a remake. I was like, what the heck? And at first I was just kind of laughing. I was like, bruh, there goes Pac-Man. But then the more I started looking at the footage, I was like, what the heck? Like it
This
actually
came
looks
from
kind of good.
this. If this feels like we're going back to the GameCube days with this direct.
It really does. And I was like, what the actual heck? And the price for it right now, because I know it's coming out a little later this year, but the price of it is only $30. I was thinking 40, and I was like, ooh. So I guess if you just kind of want like a little fun little platforming game, I mean, that might get a lot of people interested. I don't know. But yeah, so that game comes out a little later this year, but that's pretty much it on that one. Moving to the next one, I have to see the name of this title one. It's called Blanc. Story of a fawn and
This one
oh,
looks interesting. I
and
won't lie. This like I know I like how I said like because like the main one that got my interest from this direct was like Near Automata, Mega Man, and this and Monk Center, right? But like this one like caught my eye.
and it's interesting, at least with the art style, like you could tell it's like something that you probably could have drew all with like just pencil on a paper or whatever though. But the interesting thing about this is it's co-op. So it's like one of those games you go and play with a friend. You can do it locally, or you can also play it online as well. And that in itself, like some people kind of go crazy over their co-op games though. But I was like, at first I was like, but I was like, the more I look at it, I was like, at least visually, it looks kind of nice. It's not like one of your typical kind of games. There's no like there's sound effects, but obviously since they're animals or whatever, you ain't gonna get like actual voice acting or whatever though. But you might just get like the sound effects of like the blizzard going on or whatever though. But it's like an unlikely pair, like a is the thing actually called a wolf or like a
Um, I forget what it was, but it was a small animal.
basically
Like
you think this relationship wouldn't work between what essentially is like a wolf and what's essentially almost like a deer because one will eat the other. But it's kind of interesting how they have to kind of rely on each other to basically make it from like point X to point Z or whatever though. But
yeah,
yes, but that's pretty much it for Blanc. I'll probably have to keep my eye on it. It might be an interesting game to see
it
people
might
stream
be a
it.
hidden gem.
It really could. It comes out next year in the month of February at some point. So not too much further we have to wait on that game. All right, and then switching over to the next thing, didn't have any experience with this game whatsoever, but I did watch somebody stream this game before, and they were like, "What the heck? This game is coming back!" But it's a game called oh shoot, I just lost my place. Shoot, what the heck?
It's called
Okay, there we
Return
go.
to Monkey Island.
There we go. Thank you for the assist. But golly. I was like, it looks kind of interesting, but I think the original one was a point and click kind of game. And I think some people kind of like, that or whatever for what it was on the original release of it though. But this remake is going to be handled, I guess, a little bit differently though. But I don't have too much to say on it unless you do.
No, not really. This is like the first time I've heard of it.
Yeah, for me, it's also the first time as well though. So that's probably going to be it for that one. The next one was a fairly big one because they said it was a game that we last talked about in the month of June, like a whole year ago, and I was like, oh, here we go, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which yes, it was revealed last E3, and actually the game actually leaked early online. Like I
Really?
was, yeah, it was like a day or two before. Yeah, it was like one of the European websites for Ubisoft, and they leaked the release date for it to be October. I don't know why, but Ubisoft's games always leak. Even the first game for this one leaked the stuff out early for its announcement or whatever. Though I don't know, Ubisoft got to clean up their mess though. But regardless, from what I'm seeing for the game so far, it looks really clean. And I really did like the first Mario Rabbids game with Mario and them. But the key kicker with this one is instead of moving just purely on a grid base, you can move anywhere within a certain period of range or certain area of range. And then you'll end your turn the second that you initiate your attack. So it's like a little bit more free motion, not almost limited to like strictly grid bases like what the first one was. But they're adding a lot more tactics on there. Most of the characters are returning. If you're a Yoshi fan, I'm sorry, no Rabbit Yoshi, no original Yoshi. That did kind of make me a little upset. But in spot of that, you get Bowser and Rabbit Bowser. So they're kind of substituting them out. And then also we got another new one being Rabbit Rosalina. And then I got people thinking, I was like, well, where's Rosalina if you got Rabbit Rosalina? And I feel like, you know what? That's probably one they're going to keep underneath their they're gonna keep hidden because I feel like once you get through a good chunk of the game or you beat the game, I feel like that's your unlockable character. They're gonna give you access to Rosalina or something like that. I feel like that's what they're gonna do because you can't put Rabbit Rosalina and not put original Rosalina in the game too. Doesn't make any sense. Like when you beat the enemies, you get star bits out of them and everything like that. So I was like, well, shoot. But
Yeah.
they
I played the
also.
first game, but I never really got into it. Like,
Oh,
I never
really?
sat down to play it. Yeah, I only got it because it was on sale for like $5, which is like the gold edition.
Oh yeah, that's true. Which that one has the Donkey Kong stuff up in it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I hadn't done is the DLC for the Donkey Kong one because I bought the game physically when it was on sale for I think $15 from Best Buy or something like that. So that's when I got the game. But since I got it like that, I didn't get the DLC cheap with it with the game originally. But I was like, I think the DLC itself might have cost $20 or something like that. So I was like, oh, that was gonna be weird. So I was like, I guess technically, if I really wanted to get it, I'll buy the gold edition if it was dirt cheap, like $5, like what you said. And basically now I got like a digital copy and a physical copy of the game, but whatever though. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that at some point if I just feel like playing more Mario and Rabbids stuff. But we don't have to wait too long. October 20th is when the game releases. So there goes we're kind of wondering in terms of Nintendo's releases of what kind of games are coming out, which months. Like we know Xenoblade comes out July, August there ain't really nothing. September was Splatoon 3, October there was nothing, and then November is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But now Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope kind of fills in the October slot, even though it's technically third party. And I guess this is the only kind of stretch we have with the show in terms of them having like a first party character up in there, but it's still made by Ubisoft, so technically third party though. But whatever though. But we don't have to wait too much longer on that one though. But anything else from you on this one, Sanikyu?
No, I don't really have much to say about Rabbids in general. It's not really like a series I'm into, but it like from what I saw of the gameplay for Mario and Rabbids, it looks interesting.
Hmm. No, yeah, it
I,
is
I I
interesting.
do I do like my tactical RPGs. Like believe it or not, like Fire Emblem's on like the low end, but like my highest ones that I would like rate would be like this game I played on PSP called John Arc or whatever,
Hmm.
John Dark. I forget what the name, but and then the other one is Final Fantasy Tactics, which is
Yeah,
a game I would recommend.
yeah, I always heard a lot of talk about Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick that one up.
I'm
Who
gonna
knows?
I forget. I think it was John Dark. I'm just gonna look that up real quick.
Hmm.
Yeah, John Dark. Yeah.
Alrighty.
And
Well,
wait, this was by level 5? Oh, come on, they need to port this.
uh,
I missed this game.
all right. Well, that's pretty much it in terms of the Mario and Rabbit stuff. And then the next few announcements that was technically after this. It or at least the next, I think three of them. I didn't really have any strong affinity towards any of them. I'll just go ahead and list them out here real quick. One of them was called Little Noah
Little
Scion of
Noah.
Paradise. I don't know. Didn't resonate with me. Another one was like a train simulator game, which I was like, oh, okay. I
The
guess for
Choo
people that
Choo
like
Train.
simulator. I ain't big on simulator games. I don't know. Maybe that one that Microsoft made of the airplane one is kind of cool because I guess you can kind of see real life locations. That's kind of cool. But I mean, outside of that, I mean, it ain't nothing too crazy, at least for me though. Um, and then the other one, let me see here. The last one was the RPG time, The Legend of Right. I think that was the last one that, or at least went in this little bit of a span where I was like, okay, it didn't resonate with me too much, but it's just a little something for the fans right there, though. But that was it in terms of those three. Then we get to some very interesting and a little bit of spicy stuff. We've been pretty vocal about it, or at least I've been here on my channel along with the other people I've been talking with in Discord. But of course, it's a partner showcase. And we already got Pac-Man, we got Mega Man, we got Bomberman, and we got Mario.
The
it,
whole
it feels
crew.
it feels right only to include Sonic up in here because you can't leave any of them out. So yes, we got another look at Sonic Frontiers, and I'll go ahead and say this right here. How the heck did Nintendo make a better presentation showcasing off Sonic Frontiers than even Sega themselves on that stupid IGN first, whatever it's called? Like, what the heck? We
It's
should have had this from the very get go. I don't
it's
know
so
what the heck they're doing.
disappointing. Apparently, that was supposed that Sega gave IGN, but like, I like to say it's both on both parties' fault for like making that like thing look awful.
It really did. And it's weird because it's like they chose the opening area for it. So it's like probably the most bland environment, but we got to see some other environments in this trailer that look a whole lot better than the baseline one right there. And I was like, I just don't understand it. But constantly through the lead up of this throughout the whole entire month, they always said that the open area was called an open zone. And I'm like, why the heck are you calling it open zone instead of open world? But now it finally makes sense because technically you can go into other areas in the open zone and then you have your traditional 3D environments where it's like more akin to like Sonic Unleashed or whatever though. And I was like, what the actual heck? I was like, y'all should have been told us that. It didn't make any sense when I saw that. And it was kind of interesting because I think this technically kind of leaked. I don't know if you could say leak, but well, I guess you kind of can. Anyway, the Summer Game Fest stuff that was only available for like people that was in games media or whatever though, or content creators, they were able to play demos of this stuff. And one of the more traditional 3D levels was actually up in there, and that's how I first figured out that that was a thing. And then when you see it in this trailer now, I mean, Nintendo made the game look like 1,000 times better even though, well, who knows how well the quality of the game will hold up. At least now that I'm seeing this, I'm like, okay, at least there's some new birth up in it. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've seen this one that has like all of the. It looks like you're in a big city with like a bunch of roads going everywhere. This is the first time I think we ever saw this in the series, right?
What?
Um, it's this area where it's like you're kind of running on like a freeway, like like most of the zones like Studiopolis or Green Hill Zone are like common
Yeah.
ones you see in most games, but the one little footage they showed off in here, I don't think I've seen this in any other previous games. I know
Mm,
I know Hacks will be able to say this like right off the top of his head. I don't think so.
hmm.
But regardless, at least it's a nice change of pace from the bland stuff that we got within like the open zone area that we gotten so far within Sonic Frontiers. At least I can say that for sure. But honestly, this game looks Nintendo does what Sega don't. I don't know what the heck happened with this though. But yeah, so honestly, they showed gameplay, they showed the world, they showed the open zone, they showed the more traditional 3D levels and stuff like that, showed another little glimpse of the story. Now the game doesn't look like it's going to be as bad as what we probably was thinking it is. I mean, it still could not be super hot. I mean, we saw what the combat looked like extended or whatever though, but at least the different environments and stuff like that, I don't know, puts a little bit more of a breath of fresh air up in this thing. But oh goodness, I think I ran it long enough. Oh shoot, I have a bad record of this now. Like Sonic, ever since I said Sonic was never good, I don't know. Every time I bring up Sonic, I always got some kind of beef with the boy. I don't know why. I really do. It feels so bad. But I was like, bro, I was like, I missed the days when I was playing my Unleashed and Colors, and I didn't have to. In Sonic Adventure 2, I didn't have to worry about this mess. But nowadays, I'm like, what the actual heck? I don't know. I don't know. I better move on before I blow a gasket. Oh goodness. Well,
Maybe.
maybe. I don't know. I think Hacks is still feeling pretty safe about this though. But now I'm like, Hacks, you might be out of a little bit of money what Nintendo's showing. I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Nah,
just throwing I'm
I'd
just
much
throwing something
rather
out
him just
there.
not do it. I think he's just gonna cancel, which I wouldn't really blame him.
No, oh goodness. Well, we'll see how that goes though. But yeah, that was basically it for Sonic Frontiers. They still have the release date being sometime this holiday. They still don't have a solid release date for it though. But I imagine within the next month or two that they'll probably have something out. Next game that
Yeah.
was out on the list was a game called Disney Dreamlight Valley. Yeah, Disney Dreamlight Valley. Not a game that's probably going to resonate with me though, but I know there's some people that like their Disney games or whatever though. That they are looking forward to this one. Me personally, not really. I mean, it ain't Kingdom Hearts, so I ain't bothering with it though. But yeah, you laughing at me over there, bruh. I'm serious, man. I'm like knee deep up in this Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop distance right now though. That's where I'm at right now in the series though. But yeah. So I don't think you got anything to say on this though. So we'll go ahead and move
Nah.
over to the next thing, which is something I've been really looking forward to a lot, and it's none other than oh, I'm waiting for the thing to pop up on here though. Live Alive. I don't know why some people call it Live Alive, but it's called Live Alive. I guess people didn't watch the original trailer whenever that showed up though. But this game, whole freaking shoot. I love everything I've been seeing about this game with the trailers and stuff like that. The fact you have like 8 different adventures you get to go through and stuff like that. And then the real kicker with this presentation is 3 different areas are able to play right now. Imperial China, the distant future, as well as Twilight and Edo Japan. You can download the demo right now on the Switch, play like the first opening chapter for each one of those 3 stories, and then when the game fully comes out, you buy it yourself. Then you can carry all over your save progression stuff over into the full game. So honestly, just seeing that right there, I was like, oh heck yes! I actually managed to play through the demo, and I got some thoughts to say on it though, but I'll save it a little later in the presentation, a little later into the show. Once we start talking about what we've been playing or whatever though, so I'll save it for that though, just to kind of keep things Steamline going though. But yeah, if you're kind of curious about Live Alive, go ahead, check it out. There is a demo. There's also a Nintendo Treehouse thing. You know how like they normally go through and play through a game or talk about it or whatever though. There's also that as well on Nintendo's channel if you want to kind of check that out though. Um oh, did you have anything to say about Live Alive?
Um. Yeah, I've been looking into it. Well, mainly because like it used like the Octopath engine, and I'm like, yeah, that looks like something I'd probably like. Like I really did like Octopath Traveler.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like they definitely upgraded it because yeah,
Well,
because
they have to, cause
yeah,
like I remember like especially for like this other game that's coming out soon, which is not soon. I misspoke there. I meant to say like a game that's coming out later in the future called Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake. It was just like it was just using like the same engine, but it honestly looked way better.
yeah, I feel like each iteration they do within the HD 2D series, they get progressively better and better with each one. Like we started with Octopath Traveler. That was great. But some people kind of were like, well, we kind of wish the colors popped a little more. They improved on it even more recently. Triangle Strategy, the game that came out earlier this year in February, a phenomenal game, and it's still it's still in my list for for game of the year. It's still in my nominees list. That game was absolutely fantastic. Love that HD 2D game. And now we're about to get Live Alive coming out within the next couple weeks or so. And then, like what you said, Dragon Quest 3 is like the 4th one that's slated up. Maybe they'll come out next year if we're lucky. I don't know. It'll either be that or early 2024 or something like that, though. But man, I love this HD 2D series. It just feels like a really polished game that you would expect to get on the Super Nintendo, but just all out. But but yeah. So if you want to get this, I highly recommend getting it physically because shoot, that thing's gonna hold its value. It's definitely gonna hold its value. Next up on the list, we had Oh, Doraemon's Story of Seasons, which I know some people were kind of surprised by this because I think technically the dub for this hasn't existed for like a few years. So people that are kind of interested in the series, it probably definitely caught them by surprise. I was watching somebody that was streaming it, so he kind of popped off on this though. Didn't think that this thing would actually get localized or whatever though. But yeah, I'm not too crazily up in it though. But I was just gonna mention and point that one out. Unless you had anything to say, Sanikyu.
Doraemon is like a very old anime. I didn't think it'd get a game, and then that would like show up here in the like outside of Japan.
Hmm.
That's like something that wasn't really something I was expecting.
Yeah, I don't think too many people were expecting this though, but a nice pleasant surprise, at least for those that are, kind of into the series or whatever though. But yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it on that one. Next one up, golly, I feel like every time we have a presentation, there's always a new spin-off thing for this one though. But apparently Minecraft got another side a side game or whatever though. It's called Minecraft Legends. Golly, I feel like every time we turn around the corner, that Minecraft Dungeons, Minecraft Legends, like what's next? I don't know. But anyway, though, if you love yourself some Minecraft, like you're the kids, you're like 8, 10 years old, whatever, though. I guess you can dive up into this, and you'll probably have a good little fun little time up in there, though. Not my cup of tea. I just play some regular Minecraft on the side, though. But yeah, um, I guess that one's out there for you. You got anything on that one, Sanikyu?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm on the same boat. I play a little bit of Minecraft, but I'm not really like that huge into the series.
Yeah.
I think it's funny how it's a series. We can call it a series now.
Yeah, because they just got too many games out for this sucker. Like, oh shoot. Well, anyway, so it looks kind of nice. I'm pretty sure if you kind of like if you're in the building genre of things, I'm pretty sure this will probably it still catch your fancy or whatever though. This next one though, now this is one that golly, was it last year or something like that? I don't know. Me and you and I think maybe Steven or something like that. We were watching that Dragon Quest presentation,
Yeah,
and that's when we figured out that Treasures was coming in the nearby distant future. And now finally we got like a trailer kind of showcasing off the game even to a grander scale. And this game looks charming. I actually
yeah.
really like this.
Oh no, like I said, it started off as a Joker game, or like no, not a Joker game. Maybe, but like essentially, think about it like as their version of Pokemon. But like the reason why I like this more than Pokemon is that the fact that like your monster buddies like they join you on your like adventure. You fight with them, like actually fight with them, and they help you traverse through like the whole area, like landscape, which is what I expected from Pokemon. But oh well.
Yeah, so honestly, I am really looking forward to this game. We don't have to wait too much longer for this one because I kind of
What was
like
it?
where it's
Winter?
placed. Yeah, I like where it's placed. It's placed in like that first week of December. Imagine like that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 release date. Yeah, December 9th. That's when the
Mm,
game is coming out. So I'm like, oh, thank goodness. So it's not like with everything else that's kind of releasing in the tail end of the year. It kind of has its own month. So maybe
Agreed.
that would increase my chances of being able to get the game and actually go through there and finish it. At least here's hoping. Because I know in November we have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I know also in November I think I'm gonna have Hogwarts Legacy. And I don't know when Final Fantasy Crisis Core is gonna come out. I'm thinking that might be January of next year. I don't know if it's gonna slip into the November, December months of this year. I don't know. We'll see within the next few months though, but I kind of like where it's placed right now, right there in that holiday time spot, December 9th. I know you're gonna have a blast playing through this, and when I get the time, I'm gonna try to pick this one up too, because it kind of reminds me of
Yeah.
Mystery Dungeon, but Dragon Quest style, which I kind of like. But yeah, so I think that was pretty much it in terms of that one right there. I'll go ahead and look at the list and see what's up next. Oh, and then they kind of go in like they're kind of quick hodgepodge of like different stuff that was like coming out within the nearby distant future. Like they highlighted on like Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, which I've been playing a crap ton of that game. We'll be talking about it a little later in the show though. They mentioned No Man's Sky and shoot, No Man's
I didn't
Sky.
know No Man's Sky was even coming to like the Switch.
Pretty sure they mentioned this in like a previous presentation or something like that. Like that one sounded familiar. I knew that was a thing. Huh. And there was like a Plague Tale Requiem Cloud version. I think that was our only cloud game that we got up in here. Captain Velvet, Meteor, the Jump Plus Dimensions. And I think that was pretty much it in terms of its little bit of a sizzle reel that we got within that. And then it jumped straight up into Portal, which is like a collection of like the first Portal game and I think the second one. And I
And
know
it
a
got
lot.
shadow dropped,
Yeah, and they
which
got
is
Shadow Drop.
crazy.
Yeah, and I was like, huh. I was like, I always hear a lot of good things from the people that played it. Was like, oh shoot, I'm double or triple dipping up in this thing. Like they really do like themselves some Portal. And I'm like, I'm still over here looking at it. I was like, wait, what's the big catch? I guess you just go around making portals and trying to, I guess, solve puzzles. Is that mostly
Yeah.
it? Okay. Because I think some people had it like on PC or whatever though, and I guess we just never gotten anything at least on the Switch. But hey, Shadow Drop. If you want to play yourself some Portal, it's there now, so you can go through and play through it. But anything else on that one?
Nah.
All right, now this is where the presentation gets near the very end, and where stuff gets really interesting because it said farm, fight, and forge friendships. And I was like, what the heck kind of game is this? And I see Square Enix pop up. I'm like, wait, what? I was like, hold up here. Because when Square Enix pops out, you know it's either going to be something like really good or something really bad. Most of the time, really good. So it got me to perk up a little bit. But then I saw Farm and I was like, what the heck is this mess going on about? And then I was like, wait, is this Square Enix's take on like a Harvest Moon or a like a
A Rune
like a Harvest
Factory.
Moon or Rune Factory? Yeah, I think I heard Harvest Moon, Rune Factory, or like Stardew Valley in a kind of a way. It's like their take up on like that kind of genre of a game. So at first I was like, oh, maybe it's just a lax game. But then it showed like all this crazy RPG stuff, like the thing called Quietus, where it looks like a big like nuke went off in the town, and then it shows like the world being dark and gray, and it's like fire almost bursting in the background or whatever. Though I was like, what the heck? And I was like, but then I started looking at the art style, like how they do with the art, with the characters, with the text right there, and I was like, it started looking interesting, and the battle stuff looks cool, but then the actual like harvesting kind of farming stuff kind of put me off. So I was like, I don't know how I kind of feel about this game though, but a lot of people were like, oh shit, that looks kind of pretty cool. A lot of people were thinking, was this like an older, game and it got like remastered or whatever though? But no, it's a new IP from Square Enix, so it's kind of interesting. Don't have to wait too much longer. Comes out on November 4th. I think I rambled on long enough about this thing though. But Sanikyu, you got any thoughts on this?
Um, I don't know. It's like it'd be interesting to see how they take with the like to see their take where take where take their take where it goes. I don't know. I failed English, but
Bruh.
yeah, I can't really think about this game because I don't know. I've never really been interested in the genre, but like the closest I've gone to was like Rune Factory. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something I'll keep my eye on.
Okay. Yeah, because I hadn't gotten too close to playing that. I know like Hacks and them, and I know Sonic too. I think they like playing themselves in Stardew Valley. I never actually kind of got
Same
into
with
that genre too
same
much.
with Alexis. He plays it every now and then.
Hmm. Yeah. So honestly, some good. Golly, these jokers out here start popping these fireworks now. That's why I started the show a little earlier. See if I could avoid all of this mess. Oh goodness. All right. Anyway, I think that was basically it in terms of the Harvestella thing. And then we get down to the very last thing. And I was in the back of my mind, I was like, dang it, show it. Show me it. Show me it. I was waiting for this thing for years on years, ever since this character was included in Smash Brothers way back in 2017. Show it to me. And then when I saw that Phantom theme pop up, I was like, oh shoot, they did it. They finally freaking did it. And yes, they brought Persona 5, not just Vanilla 5. They brought Persona 5 Royal, and it's coming to the Switch. I was like, oh, thank goodness. Because we knew in like the Xbox Bethesda showcase, it was coming to Xbox systems. And I was like, there's no way on this green earth they're bringing it to Xbox when they know it will sell substantially better on the Switch. I was like, there's just no way. And I'm glad they brought this game over. I actually bought it on the PS5 because when I bought the game or when I bought the system, I was like, I wasn't waiting any longer for this one though. I was like, shoot, I had to play through for y'all that might be getting into this game, it is gonna be 120 hours. Letting y'all know up front. Like this thing, it took me two. It took me 2 months to actually go through and beat this whole game. Because normally, if I'm investing in a 60-hour game, it takes me about a month. This game took me 2 months. It's like one of the longest running games I ever played, really. But whole freaking shoot, this was great. This was absolutely great. But the announcements didn't stop there because after they got Persona 5 Royal, Morgana was over here, and it does come out on October 21st. It does come out this year. But Morgana called in for backup, and then I saw my other boy over here, Teddy, and I was like, "What the freak?" I was like, "Oh yes!" Thank goodness we're getting Persona 4 Golden as well as Persona 3. I can't even talk now. Persona 3 Portable as well coming to the Switch. Now, I already played Royal, But it's great to see Portable and Golden come over here because those are going to be my brand new experiences, though. But these games, unfortunately, they won't come out until next year in 2023, though. But it is great to see Persona 3, 4, and 5 finally being represented on the Switch after we've been begging Sega for the longest time to do something about these games and put them on modern platforms. And it seemed like they got the ball going at least for Golden when they put it on PC. And remember, Sanikyu, I was kind of excited about it. I actually bought it, but it never worked for me on PC because Sega and its weird optimizations or something like that. My laptop should have ran it, but for some reason they didn't make it where it was compatible with my graphics card. I don't know why. It made me really disappointed. Like you remember that.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shoot. So but now it's on console, so I can finally get it. Now here's the loadout. So we know Persona 5 Royal comes out this year. It is gonna be physically. So you know you can buy it physical. However, for Persona 4 Golden as well as Persona 3 Portable, those are only gonna be digital only. So you gotta buy those digitally. And me personally looking at all of this, I was like, you know what? I waited so long for Persona to come to Switch. I'm gonna buy Persona 5 Royal again on the Switch. I'm gonna buy it again. Will I get it on launch day? I don't know. Maybe I'll wait until it drops on sale a little bit or whatever though. But at some point, I will get Persona 5 Royal on the Switch physically. So that way, I kind of have a choice. I can play it on the Switch, or I can play it on the PlayStation. Because on the PlayStation, I got it digital, so I kind of feel bad. So I want a physical copy. But now I can get that physical. I'll get 4 Golden. I'll probably go ahead and pick up Persona 3 Portable. So at least now it kind of pairs pretty well with 5 Royal, and then you also have golly, I'm blanking. Strikers. You have both of those on the Switch. Now, Persona 4 Arena Ultimate's the game we already had on Switch. Now that one's going to be compatible, or not compatible. You'll have the previous game that comes before it, Persona 4 Golden. So I'm like, oh shoot. All right, I think I rambled long enough. What do you got to say about this Sonic while I catch my breath and drink this water?
I played Portable on the PS Vita, same with like Persona 4 Golden. I played Vanilla Persona 5, but I never really like decided to like drop the another 60 on Royal. I got regular Persona 5 for like $20, but like I don't know, I didn't really see the need to like replay the entire game again for just like an extra like 20-hour content, was it? For
Yeah,
Royal
it,
portion?
it's about 20 hours.
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe I'll get it since it has been a very long time since I played Persona 5. Because that's the thing I didn't really like about Persona 5. It didn't really have that good of replayability value to it.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of right about it. Like once you know the story, I mean, that's about it. Unless you just want to play it on like a harder difficulty, or if you're trying to if you got it like on PlayStation, you're trying to get like a platinum trophy. But our boy over there, Sylveon, golly, he really loved this game. He really loves this game. I think love is actually an understatement. That dude went and platinum regular vanilla, and then when Royal came out, he bought Royal again and platinum that game again. I never seen someone devote that much time to one game series enough to platinum the game like that. I was like, what the actual heck? I thought I really liked Persona, but man, but his love for it, oh man, it goes to a whole nother level right there. I feel a little shame, but not really. But whatever. But yeah, so honestly, that was the big highlight for this or for this partner showcase, at least for me, was the announcement we're finally getting Persona games on the Switch. So here's hoping we're almost near the end of the Persona 25th anniversary event thing. So hopefully that last announcement is their announcement of Persona 6. And hopefully at the very bottom of that, we'll see it coming to all platforms, like whether it be PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, whatever. They're not just going to limit it to just the PlayStation. If they do, it doesn't affect me as much now. I have the PS5 to run it, but I still would like to see it be brought over to all consoles. So you got a little bit of variety out there, though. But I think that's basically all I have to say on Persona. Any other last thoughts on Persona?
Uh, nope.
Alrighty. And I guess with that being done, that's pretty much it in terms of all the stuff that was showcased off at this Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. If you were to rank it on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put it?
It'd honestly be a 10 out of 10 direct. It was just a really good one.
I mean, I'm either at a 9 or a 10. Literally,
Hmm.
literally the 10 would be because Persona was there and was pushing it up to a 10. I guess I'll say 9.5. That's what I'm saying right now, though. But yeah, there's a lot of games coming out, at least for the later half of this year with third party stuff. So now people just kind of wondering, well, where's the first party stuff? And that brings up another little interesting topic because it's kind of weird how they did a partner showcase. And I think the only reason why they called it that was because they didn't have any first party stuff up in there, minus the halfway step with Mario Rabbids. But it makes me think, I'm like, well, I guess the next time we get a regular General Direct will be in the month of September. So that is kind of interesting, I guess, to kind of see how all that will play out, though. Because at least for Nintendo games we know coming out for the rest of this year, we got Xenoblade 3 in September. Why did I say September? That's the old release date. July. Golly, that's this month. Oh my gosh. Sanikyu, that's this month. Oh, oh my goodness. We about to, oh man, me and you and Mario about to lose it. Oh gosh. Yeah, so that comes out this month. And then we got Splatoon 3, and that comes out September. And we got the Pokemon game that comes out in November. So you got a little bit of a hole in October if you're not thinking of like Mario Rabbids. And you also got a little bit of a hole maybe in the month of December, kind of not really September, because we got Splatoon 3. So I'm like, But I guess the rumors that's been kind of going around, we might get the Metroid Prime 1 remaster maybe coming
I
out this
want to
year.
see that. I want to see that.
So yes, I think we have that might be coming. It may be coming. Who knows? If we do, we'll probably see it at that direct. And I think what was the other one I was hearing? It was that, and people they always keep bringing this up, but like maybe a duology of or I guess it's not really called a duology, but duology in the sense of maybe they'll bundle them together. Uh, we usually have a Legend of Zelda game that comes out every year. Since they push Breath of the Wild 2 to like spring of next year, maybe we might get Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD on the Switch. Who knows? It may or may not happen, but I feel like out of all the Nintendo games, I feel like they could sneak those two up in there and not have too much of a lead time up to it and put them out this holiday. Because reminder, they technically did put out what was it? They did put out Mario 3D All Stars in the span of 2 weeks from announcement to release. So if they were able to do that, I'm pretty sure they could do the same thing for both those other three games or whatever, though. But yeah, I guess that's the last little bit I have to say on that direct. Any other last thoughts on the direct, Sanikyu?
Mm, no.
Alrighty. Well, I guess that's gonna basically conclude it for all the gaming news stuff. I managed to shove it all up in there though. So we'll go ahead and run through our last little couple major topics after this. So we'll go ahead and jump up into so about that show. All right, so here lately, I actually watched a couple of movies since the last time I did the last episode. I don't know about you though, but I'll go ahead and talk about one of them first. One of them was the Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I actually sat down and watched that, and gosh, my God, it's actually a funny movie. Like it wasn't like a super great movie or nothing like that, but it was entertaining nonetheless because oh shoot, there was like a ugly Sonic, ugly Sonic, ugly Sonic. I was like, what the heck? I heard about it, but I didn't know if it was actually true or not. But when I actually saw him in the movie itself, I was like, how the heck did Disney convince Paramount to put this up in their movie? How the heck? I mean, they had a lot of collaborations within this movie. It wasn't just Disney stuff we saw up in there, but I can't think off the top of my head though. But like Sonic was like one example of it. They had like a lot of different cartoon representation from a lot of stuff outside of Disney up in this movie, which actually kind of made it feel a little unique, a little bit fresh or whatever though. But golly, I don't know. It was something about this movie. It was only an hour and a half. It wasn't like 2 hours or nothing like that. If you have Disney Plus, you can sit there and watch it there because that's where it actually released out on. No, but if you have the streaming service, I recommend watching it. I think it's a fun watch. It ain't nothing super crazy, nothing super good, but it's just fun to watch. As it's like a first, you're bored and ain't got nothing else to do. Just sit down and watch it. It was great. I I don't think you watched the Sonic U, but you heard things about the movie, right?
Yeah, I heard about the fly and the mouse and them having 50 mutant fly mouse childrens. And I'm like, ugh.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was like, I was so confused, and then when the dude was like, "All right, babe," I was like, "What the heck?" I was like, "What? Oh my gosh!" Don't for your animal lovers, don't ask me how they managed to get that many babies because that dude was tiny. I don't know how that mess works out, but
I
whatever. I
could
guess Disney pulls some
explain.
strings.
I could explain.
Yeah,
For
it had to be. It
example,
had to be after the strings over.
mice
Ah.
mice do live birth, right? And flies, well, you know how they start as babies, right?
Oh gosh.
So the little mouse gave birth to maggots 50 times. They didn't they the people that worked on this movie did not think things through.
Oh no. Oh no. All right, we'll leave it up to y'all's imagination. I can't go any further. I can't go any further. Oh shoot, that's crazy. Anyway, no, this was a funny movie. I tipped my hat off to Disney. I was like, all right, this one actually felt like it kind of landed. I like how they were calling it. It was like a comeback or whatever. Though, in which case, it didn't really feel like a comeback because I mean they're not like permanently back, but it was nice. I didn't really grow up watching a lot of Chip and Dale, but I watched some here and there. But it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I
I,
recommend it if you got the service.
I didn't really care much to watch it on
Hmm.
on my own time. I have Disney Plus, but I'll watch it eventually. It'll come and go.
Yeah, at some point, watch it.
Yeah.
Um, what about you, Son King? Have you been watching anything?
No, but they did reveal this anime that I've been wanting a second season for uh for a very long time. And they revealed season 2 for Panty and Stocking, and I'm super excited to watch that. So I'm probably gonna be rewatching Panty and Stocking on my own time.
Hmm. No, you're gonna have to send me at least the link to my anime list or something like that. I'm curious if you like it so much. I just want to see what it is.
It's all I will say about the show is that it was a show, like an anime made for Americans in mind. Like it parodies like America, which I
Hmm.
think is like super hilarious.
Interesting. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to give that one a look. I'll give that one a look. Um.
Um, I'll see if I can like buy it, and then I can like show it to you.
Hmm. Okay. And I
And
think.
oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, the episodes aren't really too long. They're like 10-minute episodes per.
Oh shoot. Oh, it's one
So
of those kind
what
of
they did,
animes.
and then what they did was that they combined the two, and then they showed it off like as that when they aired it. I
Oh, okay.
think.
Okay. That makes sense. It's kind of like.
Although, if you want to like someone with like a lot of knowledge on that, you'd have to ask Sonic. He knows he likes that show a lot too.
Hmm. All righty. I think there's oh yeah, and there was one more thing I watched myself in the theaters. I actually got to sit down and watch the new Jurassic World movie, Jurassic World Dominion. And it's basically like the conclusion of the new trilogy, if you want to call it that, for like the Jurassic World series after the original Jurassic Park. They brought back like the original actors from the first movie or slash kind of trilogy over into this last one though. And honestly, I always been a fan of dinosaurs. I don't know. It's just something about watching it. Like I can flip that on like on TVs,
It's your inner young boy screaming out, "Oh my God, dinosaurs!"
and then it's like it's kind of twisted because you'd be like, all righty, run, you gotta avoid it. But then like your dark side of yourself is like, man, make that make that right turn over there. Yeah, that's gonna be a dead alley right there. Yeah, now you're suck stucker. Now that dinosaur's just gonna rip you to shreds. Oh, there he goes, shoot that venom bomb. Oh, now he's tearing you up limb by limb. Oh, he's just eating you like a pure snack. Oh my goodness. No, there's like a
Yeah,
dark side that be enjoyed it like that. But there wasn't that many scenes that where like the dinosaurs actually ate people. There was like one scene where it kind of did, but really wasn't that much. And I won't go into spoilers in terms of like who makes it out alive in terms of the main cast for those that might not have seen the movie just yet, though. But yeah, you got like returning dinosaurs in there, like Blue, but Blue was not a focus. You saw her at the very beginning, you saw her at the very tail end, so it wasn't so much as the focus on her in comparison to like the first and kind of second-ish movies or whatever, though. But I kind of like the way how it was kind of presented. Yeah, your traditional comedy up in there. The action scenes were really cool. The dinosaur scenes, they never fail to impress. Like they always feel realistic. I don't know how they pull that CGI mess off. I know it cost them in like the bunch of millions. I don't know if it cost them billions, but I know like a crap ton of millions. But it never fails to disappoint. Like they always do a very good job making those movies.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it in terms of most of the stuff I've been watching, unless there's anything else you've been watching, Sanikyu.
No, not really. I just been still on my Monster Hunter grind.
Hmm. Alrighty. Well, I'm pretty sure that's gonna basically do it in terms of this one segment. But as I always say, if you happen to leave a comment down in the comment section down below on any show, it can be anything. Unless you put down a comment down there, Mario, I am not gonna watch whatever you put down there. But because I know exactly what you're gonna put down there though. But anybody else, you can leave a recommendation down in the comment section down below. And whatever I see is the first one there, I will sit down if I have access to watching it. I say if. Like if it's anything on Disney Plus, Funimation slash Crunchyroll, primarily Crunchyroll now. I kind of shifted over to that or Netflix or something like that. If you put down anything down there, I'll watch at least the first episode and I'll give my thoughts on it in the next segment in the next episode. I have yet to actually fulfill that though, but we'll see. I don't know. Maybe times will be a little bit different though. But anyway, do that on the YouTube side and I'll give you a post update on it though. But that's basically it in terms of this segment. So we'll go ahead and switch over to one of the last major segments, that being what you've been playing.
Oh, you already know.
Again, Sonic, you did this for the second time in a row.
I keep on forgetting.
It's weird because you get down to the very last segment, and then
I
that's when you
almost
want to
made it
say
this
something.
time. I almost made it this time.
Almost. Anyway, all right. So in terms of the gaming segment stuff, um, shoot, you already heard from Sonic about that's primarily the only game you've been playing, right? Was this
Yeah,
Monster Hunter Rise?
yeah.
All right.
It's
Well,
just Monster Hunter Rise.
yeah, because I know you've been playing primarily on the PC, if I recall, right? Like you had the game
Yeah,
on Switch, but you just
I
devoted
didn't
all the
get
time to the
Sunbreak.
PC.
I didn't get Sunbreak on Switch.
Hmm. Are you though?
Maybe.
I feel like you may because I feel like outside of who was it? I think Chris. Outside of Chris, and I think technically Steven, who I guess got it on PC as well. Everybody else has it on the Switch, like Alexis, Sylveon, Hacks, all the rest of
Sonic,
them.
Sonic, Bronto.
Yeah. So I feel like you probably gonna double dip because I feel like you got a couple of your buddies on PC, but everybody else is on the Switch.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it's been cool kind of seeing you go through and play through that game though. But it seems pretty fun. It seems pretty fun. Um, in terms of the stuff I've been playing, I one major focus I want to say is Fire Emblem Three Hopes. I think I put about in the range about 25 hours into the game or so. I'm about I say four, maybe 4 hours, more, maybe four chapters away from beating the game. I started off with the Black Eagles route because I mean that's my that's my, I guess that's like my home is Black Eagles. I mean it was the same for Three Houses or whatever though. But honestly, this game, it's great. Like in terms of the improvements they made from between Legend of Zelda Age of Calamity to this, like I hadn't really noticed any kind of a slowdown ish kind of thing. Like not nearly as bad as like what happened in Age of Calamity though. But no, this game it runs fairly smooth. It's really nice. I like the fact that they're kind of exploring like another what if thing. So instead of Violet being the one that will run into Edelgard, Claude, and Dimitri whenever they interact with the camp. And when they got attacked by bandits, instead of it being Violet, it's Shez, who's our unique protagonist for this one though. Male or female, you get to choose or whatever though. And then it seemed like for the most part, they kind of portrayed Violet as your main antagonist, at least for a good chunk of the story though. Now, here's an interesting thing. I don't know if you know about this Sanikyu though, but by default, when you choose your character or whatever, like when you choose to name him and what you want to do the male or female avatar, by default, when it pops Shez up, his default name is Shez. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I'm just gonna call it that. Now when Violet pops up, you would think that when Violet pops up, it might be called defaulted to Violet, or you think it would be defaulted to maybe something else, whatever. But it wasn't. It was called Megazord. And I was like, huh.
Really?
Yeah. And I was kind of interested. I was like, wait, why is it called Megazord? And then I hit up Alexis. I was like, hey, Alexis, what was your avatar for Violet called by default? And he was like, it was called Violet. I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But then I told him, I was like, wait a minute, what was the name of Violet that you named in your three houses save file? And he was like, oh, I went with Violet. And I was like, oh, so it actually detects your three houses save data to see what it's going to be called. Because technically, it could have called, instead of it calling Violet for Alexis, it could have called him whatever his avatar name is similar to mine. But the fact that it didn't, it called it strictly Violet. I was like, oh, it's actually looking in your three houses save file data to call it by that default name. So I was like, you know what? Shoot, I'm gonna leave mine called Megazord for Violet. I was like, that's actually pretty cool. I kind of like how they did that. So they know and recognize if you actually went through and played three houses before playing this game, which is actually really cool. I don't think anybody else have pointed that out because I actually ran it through Weedle as well, and everything lined up with his stuff too. So that's actually kind of interesting. I really do like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, so outside of that, no, the game is great. I like how all the different specials you can do with it. It's kind of different in terms of like the upgrading, like you're upgrading facilities for like your training camp or whatever, your tactics and all of this kind of stuff. So that kind of takes place of all the stuff you used to do back in the monastery in three houses, like where you used to water the flowers or go fishing or whatever, or eat meals in the dining hall. Kind of similar stuff, just a little bit differently though. But the way how it's handled, I've just been having a blast going through and playing through this. All the support conversations and stuff like that, though. It ain't Fire Emblem. You know it ain't Fire Emblem Sonic U unless I talk about that fan service. Like you know it's real. Like you know it ain't Fire Emblem unless I talk about that fan service. So when in Fire Emblem Three Houses, they got the tea times, right? Well, in this one, you got
Yeah.
expeditions. So I was like, oh, okay, how's this one different? So basically, you just kind of go out, kind of explore the wild or whatever, though, and then it's basically like your tea time, but you just ask them questions or whatever, though, similar to kind of like the tea time or whatever. If you get the perfect one, then you get to look at them, whatever, from like different views, like the headshot or like the body shot or whatever, though. And I had a funny interaction the other day. I was like, I was messing with Manuela, and I got the perfect expedition with her. I was like, oh, cool. And then I looked down on her, and then she was like something on the lines of like, son, it's not polite to oogle somebody like that. I was like, what
Awkward.
the heck? I was like, bruh. I was like, I don't know. It cracked me up though. But some of the interactions and stuff with the different characters you can see and stuff, it's actually really cool though. I think all the voice actors did a phenomenal job. Once again, the Ferdinand's voice actor, rest in peace, man. I know it's like one of his last few works that he did up in there, though. So I don't know. I've been appreciating kind of going through it and seeing his work, what he's been doing with his character and stuff, though. But honestly, a really great game. If you like the hack and slash kind of genre game, I recommend it. Or if you just like Fire Emblem in general, I highly recommend it because they actually kind of delve into other plot points that have been running on the side that wasn't elaborated too much. Like, for example, ones that like for those that slithered in the dark and stuff like that, they kind of went into it a little bit more here. So I'm kind of curious to see exactly where it's going to fully go, especially with Shez. Like his powers kind of originate from those who slither in the dark. I don't know too much beyond that, or slash if I did, I wouldn't say it because that's kind of spoilers or whatever though. But outside of that, I think that's basically all my raw impressions on Fire Emblem Three Hopes. Any thoughts on that or anything I basically said, Sonic you?
Um, I was thinking of getting Fire Emblem Three Oaks, but obviously this game's taking up a bit of my time to do that.
Oh yeah, because I know Alexis, he was playing Three Hopes, and then I think when
No,
Monster Hunter
I
came
know
out,
for a
yeah.
fact he would have been done with 3 hooks, but the issue is that he's playing it on hard mode and classic mode.
Yeah, which he said he hasn't lost any characters yet so far. And
If he
I actually
had he
lost
played
one of
on
them before.
normal
I was
had he
playing
played
on
on
normal.
normal had he
Yeah.
played on normal, I know for a fact he would have been finished with that
No, he
game.
would have been done because this boy over here, he was committed. He was on level 20 coming out of the demo. I was like, what the freak are you doing? I was only like on level 7 coming out of that demo or something like that at best. Somewhere in that range, or like level 5-ish, give or take. No, he grinded a lot in the demo because I guess he was on hard mode. But even then, I think he overgrinded. And he's still kind of like, he's almost doing almost everything you could possibly do up in the game, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, he put in 50 hours or so. I put in 25, and I'm ahead of him in the story. But then again, it kind of makes sense because he's doing it on hard. But even still, if I were to put that many hours on hard, I probably would be further along than where he's even at right now. I don't know. But anyway, the game's great. The game's great. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
So I
I'll look
think that,
into it.
yeah, so that was the main thing I was playing. And then obviously what I mentioned earlier in the show, I mentioned how I've been playing through the Live Alive demo. In which case, this game is actually fairly unique. Like so far, I did the Imperial China one, and right before the show started, I actually went through and played through the Japan. I think it's Edo Japan, the Japan one. And honestly, the combat is kind of unique. It's like halfway between traditional turn based and almost not quite action RPG in the sense that you get to move around before you actually do your turn. Because hear this out. So it's like imagine a grid based system, right? Sanikyu. Normally it feels like a strategy RPG. You'll move your unit to that unit and that's it, right? Well, it's kind of like a live action ish, but you still do it on turn. So, for example, when your turn starts off, you have your unit on this grid based form, you have your enemy off in the distance. You can move as much as you want, moving left, right, up, and down on that grid pace pattern until you do your
Hmm.
actual move. Now there is a
Really?
charge, yeah, there's a charge meter. So as you move, your charge meter and your opponent's charge meter will slowly go up. Once it's maxed out, you can actually do your move. Normally, if you're moving around, your charge meter is already instantly full, unless you have some other party members that just recently attacked and are kind of resting to the side and have their slowly charge or whatever though. But like the enemies, he will have his charge meter. But the second that it's fully charged, if you get anywhere close to their range, they will automatically attack you. So it's like, okay, so you can get in some double hits, maybe even triple hits, depending on like what kind of move you use on them though, before they'll like automatically attack you. Once you use an attack with your turn, if you have multiple people in your party, it'll move to the next person and they get to move around or whatever though. If one of your members happen to fall, you can heal them and revive them with like any HP potion thing. You know, like normally in RPGs, you have like some kind of special item like a revive or something like that, or something to the equivalent or whatever. But in this one, you can
Yeah.
just use a regular HP item the second they get knocked out. If the enemy hits them twice from the second that they're kind of laying unconscious on the ground, then they're permanently knocked out and you can't bring them back into the battle at all. That's how it kind of works
Hmm.
out. So you're kind of moving on this grid pace pattern, kind of gauging your distance between yourself and the enemy, as well as all your other allies. And you're just trying to knock them out whenever you start battles and stuff like that, though. So that's how the combat kind of works. I don't think I've ever played a game that's like this. Like it's purely unique for me. I played turn based, I played action based, but never nothing like this. It's kind of really unique.
Hmm.
So yeah, so in terms of the demo time length, it's about roughly an hour for each chapter they give you access to, and it's only just the first chapter. So like when I did the China one, it's only been an hour. I got like halfway through the Japan one before I stopped and started the show. So yeah, so that's where I was at in the demo. So overall, I really do like the China one. There's like, and golly, visually, these games look absolutely incredible. I don't know how Square Enix does it with the HD 2D stuff. They say it's not cheap, and I can see why it's not cheap. I just love the environments and stuff. It just looks really nice. It really does. And you said you were going to get the game, right, Sanikyu?
Yeah. I think I did. Hmm. How
I
much does
mean,
it normally cost?
I'm pretty sure this is, well, actually, no. I thought it was going to be $60, but I think it's actually only $50.
$50, really?
Yeah. So it's kind of caught me by surprise. I think Octopath sold for 60. And I know Triangle Strategy sold for 60, but this one, maybe it's because it's a remake and it's not like a brand new IP. Because technically, it was a game that released on the Super Famicom way back, but it never got localized. Maybe that's why it's marked down to 50. So it's kind of interesting.
Maybe. Do you have like a link to this game?
Do I have a link to this game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can give you the link to Nintendo's page or whatever though. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah. I want to like see it. The hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up right now. Oh shoot. Because I know on their Twitter account they've been um they've been posting like certain videos of the different time zones or not time zones, the different stories. Because it's like everything from like prehistoric where they don't talk at all, which is actually kind of interesting with the voice acting because they're gonna be like making a bunch of grunts and noises and stuff, all the way to like distant future. So it's kind of interesting the different time zones they kind of picked out from like each era of the story though. But man, the game just looks so intriguing. I'm trying to find a link for you though. I might have to give it. Oh wait, hold on. Aha, I think I got it now. Pulling it up right now. Yeah, because you can download that demo right now, and the good thing is you can carry over the save progression over to the full game. So whatever you invest in the demo, it'll carry over though. I'll go ahead and drop this.
I think that's something that most games should be doing, honestly.
Square, yeah, Square has a really good habit of doing it, and it seemed like I don't know if it was maybe Koei Tecmo that was doing it or what, but the fact they did it with the Fire Emblem Warriors game, that was actually really nice too. But
Wait, where'd you post the link?
I'll post it in no mic.
All right.
All right, but yeah, so there, yeah, it is $50. Yeah, it's $50. So yeah, so that's pretty good. But yeah, man, oh shoot, really, really good game. And it doesn't come, it comes out fairly soon. It actually comes out,
Should be
almost, almost 2 weeks. Wait, no, wait, no, not 2 weeks. 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks.
Sundown Kid, Obermaru,
2
Masaru
weeks, 2 weeks,
Takahara,
2 weeks from Friday. 2 weeks from Friday, almost there.
Kira, and Cube.
But yeah, so honestly, yeah, this game is looking to be shaping out to be a really great game. I just hate how the fact is only it's gonna release 1 week
Is this
before
only for
Xenoblade 3
this?
comes out.
Is this only for Switch? Oh, then I'm not gonna get it then.
Yeah, it is only for Switch. Kind of like how Octopath Traveler was. I kind of hate that the fact that y'all said y'all ain't gonna get it because of Xenoblade 3 because
Well, yeah, like that's
both
like a big
you
game.
both you and Bronto both said that, and I'm like it kills me. But maybe you'll go back and get it on the back end, like once you're done with the game. Because I know once that game comes out for Xenoblade 3, I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna shelve Live Alive until I'm done with Xenoblade 3. But the good thing
Yeah,
with Live Alive is because it's 8 different stories, I think the average playthrough time to go through and beat through all the stories, I think it's like roughly in the neighborhood of like 30-ish hours or something like that. So that means that roughly for the most part, each story is about like a 5 hour experience or something like that. So I could go through and probably beat three of the stories before Xenoblade 3 comes out. I feel content with what I'm at right now. Go beat that game, then come back with Live Alive and experience the other stories. So I think it's actually unique in that aspect. So I can get some time out of the game before jumping into Xeno 3. So that's my plan on it, at least for me. But yes, I think that's pretty much it in terms of most of the stuff I've been going through and playing, and that's basically going to conclude this episode of the ZardCast podcast. Golly, I felt like there wasn't that much news. There really wasn't outside of that direct. But by the time we put all of our commentary up on it, though, I'm looking at the thing. We're almost going on a little over an hour and a half, though. I was thinking it was gonna be an hour. Didn't know if I could stretch this out to an hour and a half, though. But appreciate you being here, man.
yeah.
But yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's gonna do it for this episode, though. But let the fine viewers know where they can find you at.
They can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Sanikyu on all of them, except for Twitter. You have to put two U's at the end because Yeah, there's this an account that it's been inactive for like years now. So
Bruh. No, I think I remember you saying that the last time. Man, golly.
it's rough.
Yeah. And that's gonna do it for episode 36. I know it is like the weekend of the July the 4th. So if you happen to be popping fireworks or anything like that, be safe. Don't annoy the neighbors and stuff like that. And if you're one of those people that was popping it since the beginning of June, or literally that group of people that's like literally like down the block, around the corner right there, that was shooting it up like literally like probably the last day of May, like the end of Memorial Day weekend, and firing fireworks off. I don't know where the heck y'all still got them. You might have been shelving them for like the whole rest of the from the previous year just to shoot them off that early. Y'all gotta calm down. All right, now with that thought aside, have a happy 4th of July. I know I have a good time though. I had this weekend off. I finally had a weekend off. That actually felt kind of good or whatever though. But yeah, probably eat some good food. Maybe go watch a good 4th of July show. All that good stuff though. But that's gonna do it for this episode though. So if you really like this podcast episode, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell. That way you don't miss any other videos I'm making here on the channel. If you happen to be one of my viewers that will be watching this on either Google Podcasts, Apple, Spotify, or even Amazon Music Podcast, make sure to go ahead and hit the like on those respective outlets and just give a short little review. Just let people know that we're just a few guys like talking about gaming stuff, Nintendo stuff. If you give me Persona, I'll fanboy over it for a good long time. Golly, I want my Persona 4 Golden right now, baby, right now. But anyway, though, that's basically gonna do it for the show, though. So remember, y'all, until whatever video I make next, or until the episode 37, I'll see y'all later.